Okay. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Naveen IG, Assistant Professor, Department of EC, Sir MIT, Bangalore. Today, we will start with the microcontroller lab program based on 8051. So, the first program in 8051 is we are discussing is to find the largest number in a given array. So, there are 6 different data we are storing in the memory location, starting from the address 8500 to 8505, and among the 6 data we'll try to find the largest number. Okay, so here we are using the external memory address 8500 and storing 6 different data. Finally, when we execute the program, it should find the largest number in a given array, and it should be stored in the 8517. So for executing this program, we are using Keil Microvision. So this is a freely available software. I will just show the instruction required to execute the program. Okay. So whenever you start writing any new program, we need to create the project, new project. For that, go to project. If any project is there, you can just select close project. Then go to project. Then select the new Microvision project. So here you can create new project with your own name. Okay, for example, I will create my project with my name Naveen, and you can save it in the document wherever you want. You can save. You can either save it in a document, or you can drive in some drive also you can save. I will just timing, I will save it in the document. Then I will select NXP. Then NXP is the IC. Okay, that is the company name. And we are using NXP semiconductors. The microcontroller which we are using is P89V51 RD2. Okay, so you can see that there are different type of microcontrollers are available under NXP, but the microcontroller which we are using is P89V51 RD2. You can see the description, that is specification of the 8051, 40 megahertz for 5 volts 8051 based microcontroller with 32 IO lines, 3 timer counter, 5 channel PCI we have. Just select OK, select yes. File startup A51 already exists, just select yes, no problem. Left side you can say that the target is created. Under target source group is there, under source group startup A51 is there. Okay, whenever you're starting the program, first you need thing is that you create a project. Once the project is created, you can create the file, new file, editor file is created. So here we can write the program. If you have already program written, you can just copy this program and type the program. Okay, you can copy and paste it. Or if you don't have the pre-existed program, just you can type the program. Okay, then once the program is written, you can go to file, save as. Okay, under the project Naveen, where we have created in the same directory, that is document, we can save this program with the file name largest 1.2.asm. Okay, because largest one is not available, it is already written. So largest 1.2. Okay, it should be different from the other file. So the largest 1.2.asm I can give the file name and you can save it. Okay, now the program name is largest 1.2.asm. It is user defined, whatever you want you can give the file name. And now I will add this file to the source group. Okay, just select the same file, largest 1.2.asm. Okay, add to the startup file. So now the program is written, but we need to check for the syntax error. For that, we'll right click on the source group, build target. Okay, So here it will give the any syntax. If it is there, it will show. Logical error it will not show, but the syntax error it will show. Okay, you can see that there are 0 error and 3 warning. Warning you can neglect. Now once the program is checked for syntax, we will go for debugging. So debug option is there. You can select the debug, start debug session, select OK. Now it is debugged. Okay, so now I need to give 6 different data. So for that we need to check the memory location. That is, go to view, memory, window, memory 1 we will select. Okay, I will just repeat, memory window, memory 1. Now you can see that left side there are registers are there. We have 8 different registers, R0 to R7, and we have accumulator B, stack pointer address, DPTR, program counter, everything is there, PSW register, everything is there. So in the memory location 8500, we need to start giving the different data, 6 data we will give. So here right click on the first memory location, modify, select modify memory at 8500. Here you give different datas like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 different data you can give. Like this you can give, or in any fashion you can give. It's not that it should be in ascending or descending. Any randomly you can give the data. It should, in any sequence it should able to find the largest number. Okay, just I will save the data in the memory location 8500 to 8505. So you can see that 8500, 8501, 8502, 8503, 8504, similarly 8505. We have stored the 6 different data. Now we'll go to the program. I'll just explain the program, how it is going to work. Okay, so the basic logic is we will have the 6 different data. We will keep comparing the data. Okay, the first memory location, that 8500, we will first store the content of 8500 into the accumulator. Then that value we will store it in the some temporary register, say R7. So the first value will be in R7, and again we will increment the DPTR, so it will go to 8501. Then we will copy the second data into the into the accumulator. So the first value is in R7 register and the second value is in accumulator. Both I will compare, the R7 and accumulator. Okay, so if after comparison the largest number should be in the R7 register. That is the logic we are using. Okay, so first comparison, how it is happening, just we can see. So either I can run in a single time, that is by using run option, that is F5, or stepwise also I can use, that is using F11. That is stepwise means one instruction after the other it will going to execute, and it will show the content of register and the stack pointer. Okay, and the program counter also. So you can see that we are starting the memory location with the 40H, that is using the directive org 40H. Okay, so but we can save the program in any memory location in a ROM. So we'll start saving the program in 8000H, that is long jump 8000H. So your program will be saved in the 8000H. Okay, then we will go to org 8000H. Okay, then the first instruction of your my program is move DPTR comma hash 8500H. So we know that DPTR is data point to the HL register pair. Whenever we are using the external memory, it is a 16-bit address will be there. So we have to use a register pairs like HL. So H is a higher byte and L is a lower byte of the external address. So H will store 85 and L will store the 00. So now we are pointing DPTR to 8500, and the first data in 8500 we will copy into the accumulator. Okay, then we will initialize the comparison time. So 6 data if we are giving, we need to compare 5 times, that is n-1 times we need to compare. So 6 data if we are given, the comparison time is 5. So move R0 comma hash 05 means the 5 will be stored in the R0 register. Okay, then we are copying the first value, that is 8500 value into the accumulator. Now I will just show the stepwise execution. See, you can see that move dptr comma hash 8500 is executed. So your dptr is having 8500. You can simultaneously look over the left side of the window where it will show the content of dptr. So now the dptr value is 8500 and the R0 value is 5, that is comparison time. Now you can see that first data is copied into the accumulator, that is 0 1. Now that 1 is copied into the R7 register, and then we are incrementing the dptr to the 8501 and copying the next value 2 into the accumulator. Okay, then copying the same value into the R7. Then before that, what we have done is we will compare the data, that is using the CJNE instruction. We can compare the data that is stored in 8500 and 8501. Okay, so accumulator is having the second value, that is 2, and R7 is having the first value. So now CJNE is basically compare the content of accumulator with the R7 register, and if both are not equal, then it will perform a jump to the next. Next is a label. It will go to next and it will execute the next instruction. Suppose if both are equal, suppose the content of accumulator and the content of R7 register both are same, then it will not perform the jump, it will execute the next instruction. Okay, so and in addition to comparing the content of accumulator and the content of R7 register, it will also check the carry flag. So if the content of accumulator is greater than the content of R7 register, then carry flag will not set. If the content of accumulator is greater than the content of R7 register. But if the content of accumulator is less than the content of R7 register, then carry flag will set. So here the logic is, after comparing the A with the R7 register, the largest number should be stored in the R7 register. So for example, here the content of accumulator is 2 and the content of R7 is 1. So 2 is larger than the 1. So, and it is not equal. So it will go to next location. That is, next is nothing but checking the carry flag. Okay. So since A is 2 and R7 is 1, carry flag will not set. So it will execute the next instruction, means the largest number will be stored in the R7 register. So the largest number is 2, that is stored in the R7 register. Okay. So suppose if both are equal, then no need to change anything. Then it will execute the next instruction, A jump skip. Skip will go to taking the next value and it will start comparing. So suppose if A is smaller and R7 is larger, then also I should not change anything. It will go to next, then carry flag will set. So I should go to skip. Okay. So there are three possibilities are there. One is if A is larger than the R7 register, or if A is equal to R7, or if A is less than the R7. If A is larger than the R7, then I should store the accumulator value into the R7 register. If A is equal to R7, then no need to change anything. Just you can retain the thing and you can go for comparison of the next data. If suppose if A is less than the R7, then also no need to change anything. Okay. So here for the given data, A is 2 and R7 is 1. So A is 2, R7 is 1 means A is larger than the R7. So it will check the carry flag. Since carry flag will not set, it will store the largest number in the R7 register. By executing move R7 comma A, we can store the largest number in the R7 register. Okay. Then we will go to check the comparison time, that is R0. That is 5 was there. Now it is decremented to 4. So decrement jump on non-zero instruction will decrement the content of R0 by 1. And if it is not equal to 0, it will again execute the same set of instruction for second comparison. Okay. So you can see that again it will go to increment DPTR. It will go now DPTR is pointing to 8501. It will go to 8502 and it will take the next data. Okay. So you can see that the largest number is stored in the R7 register. So if I see third comparison, if I go for third comparison, the third data is 3, that is the largest number that is stored in the R7 register. So how long we will compare? So 5 times we will compare till we will get the largest number in the R7 register. You can see that we are executing for the 5 times the same set of loop. So after final comparison, the largest number will be stored in the R7 register. Okay, as well as we need to store this largest number in the 8517. Okay, so that we can do by moving the largest number R7 in the accumulator. Then again we will have the external memory address 8517 that is stored in the DPTR. Then the largest number is in now in accumulator, that I will store in 8517. You can simultaneously you can see that the largest number is in 8517 as well as in the R7 register. So you can see here 8517 is in is having 06, that is the largest number. Also it is there in R7 register. Okay, so this is the way how we can execute the largest number. Okay, this is the logic behind the finding the largest number. Okay, similarly we can find for the smallest number. Okay, now I will show. Before that I need to stop the debugging. Okay, after executing, you should again stop the debugging, then check the program. So for smallest number, only correction I need to do is changing the JC to JNC. So by changing JC to JNC, we can store the smallest number in the R7 register. That is, JC will store the largest number, JNC will store the smallest number. That is opposite. Okay, so you can just save the program, go to build target to check the syntax error, then go to debug. Now in the same way how we did the largest, here also we will store some 6 different data. For example, I can store 2 comma 3 comma 1 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7. Okay, any data you can store. So in this the smallest number we can see that it is 1 in a single step execution. Okay, no need to go for step wise, directly you can go to run. If you select run, okay, and stop it, okay, it will store the smallest number in R7 register as well as in 8517. Okay, so 8517 is having the smallest number, as well as in R7 also we have stored the 01. Okay, that is smallest number. So you can give different data, you can verify for the functionality of the largest and smallest number using this program. Okay, so thank you.